injured here. 2v2 Judgement of Carrion, blue team. Slangaman plays a Plague Champion, starts off range combat, can get melee weapons, good utility and damage, can put up turrets and repair, but not the best mobility. Alongside Ciperdias plays a Techmarine, good range damage, can also repair and put up turrets and relay beacons. Lindonin kicks off red team. We have two Eldar players. This is an Eldar Warlock, offensive melee, good mobility with fleet and can tank and disrupt really well. Rozy alongside is a Farseer, also has fleet, so good mobility, support commander that fights melee, has lots of buffs and debuffs, can hand out some pain though. We have Chaos Space Marines on the field for Slangaman. This is Word Bearers DLC. Ciperdias rocking some Ultramarines DLC, Tactical Marines on the field. Eldar Warlock coming centre to cap, Guardians alongside. Here comes both of the blue team massing on the centre here. We have 3 VPs up for grabs as always, none of them natural. Warlock taking tons of damage, almost goes down there. That's the central VP. They run north to south. Here is north taken by Guardians, and here is south taken by the Farseer. Also have those 2 power points north and south. Here we see some Nurgle worship boosting the health regeneration of these Chaos Space Marines and the Plague Champion if he was in range. Guardians forced to retreat, do not lose a model though. These guys quite rightly backing off, and centre turns blue. Farseer pushing forward and hitting power here. Don't think he's going to be able to do a whole lot though. Here comes Chaos Space Marines and the Plague Champion to have a word. We have battle equipment on both of these Guardian squads already. We might see a nasty grenade spike perhaps on these double scouts if they get too close. Double scouts is for Ciperdias of course. Farseer now taking a lot of damage. Techmarine, Tactical Marines and double scouts shooting their bolters at her, and the Guardians fleeting away here. Very strange early game, these Guardians deep in enemy territory, and lose a model there to the scout, so they're going to turn and engage. Going to run into some allied Guardians here of Lindonin. Lindonin already has a Shuriken cannon on the field, and here comes a whole bunch of stuff with bolters. Guardian shield goes up, it's perfect cover for those guys, and we might see some grenades go off, surely we will, and those Guardians run away. We saw a high powered shot from the Techmarine there, from his mastercrafted bolter. You can tell because of the reticule icon he gets above his head, as if he's a sniper. Was that light grenades? It was from the Plague Champion. Nice if you can pull them off. Really good versus garrisons. Lindonin taking the opportunity to bring his Shuriken cannon all the way forward here and shut down these guys. There's nothing they can do against a setup team. Now there is. We have scouts with a sniper rifle, can easily outrange the setup team and do some nice damage in high bursts. Sniper rifles are a setup weapon, though their setup time is less than heavy weapons like heavy bolters and the like. Farseer capping south. Plague Champion has gone for the Bile Spear. It's a pretty decent map for the Bile Spear. You can shut down these narrow lanes with the Bilious Discharge and snare stuff. You can also hit power quite readily. More scouts on the way for Ciperdias. Are we going to see sniper spam? Shuriken behind this shield now. A good way to try and deal with sniper rifles of course. Rangers on the field for Lindonin, and we have a Shuriken for Rozy. Rangers pretty much better all round than scouts, unless you get the scout sergeant and then they get a grenade. Farseer bashing on a node for the craft world and all that. We have a Shuriken set up here. Warlock, no war gear for him. Farseer has armor of fortune already. Plague Champion getting a bit closer here. What is he up to? He wants to chuck his grenade. That is a huge mistake. He gets the grenade off, but that wasn't worth losing his Plague Champion on, was it? He might take down the Shuriken cannon here. Wow, very nearly took them down and forced them off. So if he can get this guy revived quickly, maybe that was worth it. Chaos Space Marines taking a lot of damage here, now under Nurgle worship, and a Havoc setting up right in the face of this Farseer. She puts Fortune on herself, trying to get into melee range, and does, and gets a special attack. Here come Guardians, there go grenades. Nicely done on the Havoc and on the Heretics. In fact, knocked down a Chaos Space Marine member. Somehow these guys haven't lost a model with 120 health. And still don't lose a model with 88 hit points. Wow. Eldar Farseer gets a sync kill on that Heretic. She is down to 160 HP. Warlock tying up this Techmarine in melee. Doesn't want him firing this mastercrafted bolter very much. Tactical Marines weighing in with some shots. There's triple scout snipers almost wasting the Warlock, and he might go down in retreat and does go down. Lindonin losing his commander, but both of the Eldar players go tier 2. They will want a Falcon or a Wraithlord or something to make these scouts useless. Rangers have their Pathfinder gear, so they are able to infiltrate, and these scouts cannot see them without their sergeant. Bleeding Guardians of every shot. This is going to be painful. Going to need a lot of shields around. These sniper scouts here taking advantage of those shields. There's the Ballist Discharge slowing down the Farseer. Good play from Slangaman. Not sure if he was revived or repurchased. Did not see 296474. This South Power has triple Eldar generators. Slangaman might want to go down there and start wrecking them. This node's being taken down quite slowly by Guardians. Shuriken, as you can see, facing against this opening and not this one. Chaos Space Marines are going to come and cap the south. Only half HP. These must be the guys that got away very, very luckily without losing a model. They have Eternal War, you can see. And it's a 1-to-1 cap. Warlock is still down. Where is the Farseer? She's back at base. 278474. Red team are tier 2. Ciperdias gets some tax now. A very heavy tier 1 triple sniper scouts, mastercrafted bolter on his Techmarine and double tax. Here comes a big push pack. Flight grenades on that Shuriken. Look at the damage. Might lose this thing and does lose the Shuriken. Wow. Rozy not paying attention for a second there, and nicely done with the blight grenades. Havoc in the center. Here comes the Techmarine. You need to stay mobile on this map and support both sides whenever you can. Autok dropped on this blob. She enters the fray with a bunch of plasma grenades, as you can see, and one scout squad goes down, and the other one might go down. A very late retreat by Ciperdias. Autok, very nice sub-commander for Eldar, gives off a passive buff, also inspires with a AoE buff when she kills something, jumps around the battlefield, jumps over cover and stuff. Tactical Marines lose a model and retreat as a sloppy engagement for Ciperdias. But he has kept pressure on the south, and that was important because now blue team can take a 2-to-1. Falcon on the field for Lindonin. Very nice support vehicle for Eldar, more expensive than the others, but packs some better firepower and has 500 hit points off the bat. Can also get a really nice shield in tier 3, which makes it one of the toughest vehicles in the game when it has that thing up. 278439. Tier 2 for Ciperdias. Finally, Slangaman gets some Plague Marines. Are we going to see grenades on these guys? Nope, they are disrupted by these grenade launcher heretics. These guys, of course, can reinforce off this Falcon. They decide to get into it. No vehicle counters on the field. This Falcon pretty much has free reign. Now we see some Plague Marines though, who are a vehicle counter. Very tough, quite slow though. Have this missile launcher which snares vehicles. Doesn't do a great deal of damage, but the snare does let it get more shots in. Guardians will get out and repair, will they? No, they'll just shoot back. Are they going to bother firing off some grenades? No, Plague Marines are so tough they probably just get back up after 2 grenades. Autok getting her spear, which is a very, very nice power weapon. As you can see, 65 DPS power melee on a very, very quick melee unit. 275417. 2 Guardian shields still there. Eldar Farseer has her singing spear. She's fully kitted out now. Also has Spirit Stones. As you can see, the Autok spear gives her the melee heavy icon. That is the hammer, but it's a power weapon. Shuriken forced off the north side by Ciperdias. Still has double sniper scouts. Meanwhile, Center Guardians and that Falcon looking after things, and red team will get a 2-1, I think, after Ciperdias caps north. Heretic grenades go in, they knock down the Guardians but don't do any damage. Here comes the Farseer taking on a lot of stuff right in the face of the Havoc, uses her Spirit Stones to keep herself alive and then runs away. 232, 417. Where is the Warlock? We haven't seen a lot from this guy. Doesn't have any war gear yet. In fact, Lindonin going straight to tier 3. 227, 417. Blue team have pretty sizable forces, unable to get the VPs right now. We have double Plague Marines for Slangaman. Gives him a very, very durable infantry force and will pose a threat to this Falcon now, big time. Looks like he's going to try and get shots off. No, yes. CSM got some shots off on those Rangers, but then they infiltrated. Plague Champion is down in the south. Falcon doing some nice damage to the CSM and forces them off. The Plague Marines get a hit. There's a warp throw from the Warlock, chucking the Plague Marines on their ass right into the path of this Shuriken. See how tough Plague Marines are. They explode upon death, which heals allies and damages enemies. Can they finish off this Falcon? He retreats that one squad with one model. That's a lot of expensive reinforcing to do. Guardians repairing this Falcon. Plague Marines forcing off the Shuriken with melee. Looks like the Warlock's in retreat. Is he? Yes, I think he is. Farseer coming to the south. She is level 4, fully kitted out. Lindonin's Warlock level 2. Plague Champion level 2, now getting Armor of Pestilence. Techmarine level 3 has a Dreadnought on the way and a triple cap for the Eldar. Lindonin's now tier 3. Rozy 3/4 of the way there. Scouts firing their sniper rifles off the center VP. Double Guardians hanging in this fight quite a long time. Are they going to chuck some grenades? There we go. On the Marines. Marines almost walked right into them. He was trying to dodge the grenade he thought was coming onto the Marines. 87, 417. Autok dropped on these scouts. Got a few good hits but couldn't take a model. Farseer being a real pain with this Spirit Stone self-heal and Armor of Fortune. Here is a Dreadnought though for Ciperdias. Ultramarine Dreadnought model is awesome. Farseer goes down. Dreadnought didn't even have to smack her. Chaos Space Marines getting their Aspiring Champion now up to 4 models. Falcon has its shield though. 79, 417. Rangers just about get away. This Dreadnought given an assault cannon. We have a relay beacon going up from Ciperdias. Don't see these things all that often, but they are a very nice structure. As you can see, 1000 hit points on this thing, so they don't go down all that easily. Give a health regen aura and allow you to reinforce around them. There we go. Gives you a kind of miniature base out in the field. 79, 417. Still triple Eldar gens in the south. The Plague Champion switching to the Plague Fist. D cannon on the field for Lindonin. Really nice artillery unit. Might see a nasty singularity here. There's a Noxious Cloud, global ability of the Plague Champion, and there is the singularity. You saw the D cannon lift up its weapon there. It's now in retreat, so the singularity does not go off. These guys should be capping. And there we go. I think the double Plague Marines have really helped blue team in the center. That durability is really, really hard to deal with. Plague Champion taking hits. Slangaman has forgotten about him. Taking a lot of damage from Guardians. He's going to try and get into melee range. It's a big mistake. Grenades go off. Puts his Blight Grenade and gets a really good hit with them. Did a lot of damage to those Guardians, almost finishing off both the squads there. Done quite well with those grenades. 79, 410. D cannon getting hits on the Dreadnought, which is shooting a node for the Emperor. Falcon being repaired, double repaired by those Guardians. Warlock leading a line is now suppressed, though he is fully kitted out. Witchblade of Kernus and Providence, a very, very good combination of war gear for the Warlock allows him to do this. Providence allows him to just completely spam Ethereal Slash and Warp Throw. 79,391. There is Ethereal Slash, takes out the Plague Champion. 79,387. Now it's a 2-to-1 for blue team. Dreadnought level 2. Putting out some serious DPS with that assault cannon. The Shuriken needs to be careful, taken down by sniper scouts. Do we have some Nurgle worship? We do have some Nurgle worship alongside that teleporter relay beacon as well. Autok has her fusion gun for Rozy. Really nice weapon. As you can see, 28 DPS melter damage. Doesn't sound like a lot, but for a range weapon that damages all targets on a very quick model, that's pretty damn nice. 69,386. Red have a 2-to-1 back. Blue team needs to cap something. Red team doing a slightly better job staying mobile, as you'd perhaps expect from double Eldar. Tactical Marines turning and engaging. One of them has a missile launcher. They are still unable to deal with the Falcon though. Level 2. 54,386. Blue team need to cap the south or the north. They are decapping the south with Tactical Marines. Here comes the Autok of Rozy, and she runs away. Tactical Marines unable to cap. They need to force this D cannon off. As you can see, he has set it to attack ground, has constantly attacked the center. There's a singularity stopping these guys capping. Techmarine going in, trying to force them to retreat. He's level 4 and he's not doing a good job here. He's taking a lot of damage from the Guardians and goes down to the D cannon. 50,386. Falcon still alive has been a real big thorn for blue team to deal with, and they still can't deal with it. D cannon here, can you get a good singularity on all this stuff? There's some heretic grenade, should be forcing melee on this thing, doesn't want to take hits needlessly. There's another one there from Lindonin. Plasma cannon now on the field though for Ciperdias. Let's see how red team like Dina with artillery. 50,379. Red team have done very little thus far to deal with this dreadnought. They do have a singing spear, but that's pretty much it apart from the Falcon's light anti-vehicle damage. Blue team have taken that south power. Let's have a quick look at the resources. As you can see, blue team almost double the power income of red. Dreadnought going in, is he forcing melee? Just walks over that shield and he's going to melee the D cannon. Is chased by the Farseer, who does pretty nice DPS with this singing spear. Not quite as much as a power fist, but she is a support commander. And look at the damage she's putting out. There's her time field now. Armor of the Assyrian replacing Armor of Fortune. The Techmarine using Blessing of the Omnissiah to heal it over time, and down goes the Farseer. That's the global ability of the Techmarine grenades going on the scouts. Can a Dreadnought finish off some Guardians? He can. Meanwhile, center, there's a singularity going off. Falcon is in trouble. There's a fire prism. Really nice fire support for Eldar. These double Plague Marines hanging in there. Here comes the Plague Champion now, Plague Fisted. Level 5. We have a Nurgle Shrine here and a Relay Beacon. Wow. 50,369. The Nurgle Shrine allows you to reinforce if the heretics are worshipping it. I think they are. Also gives that periodical AoE heal and suppresses enemy infantry that gets too close. 50,361. Another dreadnought on the way for Ciperdias, deciding not to go tier 3 even though he has over 600 zeal, the red resource for Space Marines. Lindonin himself has 521. I believe it's called Psychic Might for Eldar. Farseer still down here. Will the Warlock come and revive her? He's level 4. Plague Champion level 5. Techmarine level 4. Farseer level 5 and down. Commanders quite even in levels. Blue team have a 2-to-1. Can they hold on to it? Still unable to take down this Falcon, which is now level 4. Wow. Plasma cannon getting shots in. Plague Marines trying to get missile hits on the Falcon. Now it has its shield up, and these guys are taking a lot of damage. I think they should back off. Here comes Dreadnought number 2 for Ciperdias, and he's giving it an assault cannon as well. Mistake, I think, should give it a multi-melter. I suppose he wants to keep the range. 50, 3, 2, 1. Blue team slowly eating away at Red's VPs. There's a Noxious Cloud, and there's Ethereal Slash, and there's a Eldritch Storm, and all of that stuff that is devastating. Absolutely killed and wrecked a bunch of stuff. Took out the relay beacon, and the shrine did it. Wow, these heretics standing around not knowing what the hell happened with 2 models. Noxious Cloud forces the Guardians. I think they got into this Falcon. Blue team should have sent something to ninja this VP. There's only a Ranger squad there. 50-301. Blue team being a bit passive here. They have double Dreadnoughts and had a whole bunch of Chaos stuff. Should be pushing. We have Mark of Zinch on these Havocs. Gives them a las cannon. Good damage versus vehicles and a snare. Not very useful versus infantry though. Avatar of Cain on the way for Rozy, and Lindonin not far off, getting one himself. Double assault cannon Dreadnoughts. Rangers capping the VP are going to take a plasma cannon shot. Are they? No, didn't go off. You can stay infiltrated while you decap, but not while you cap. Fire Prism is still there, almost level 2. The double decan is still there as well. Blue team's sitting back way too much, I think. It's very easy to say that watching a replay, because you don't know what the other team has laying around. But they should have pushed forward there. 50-276. You've seen very little power harass on the natural powers after the opening minutes when Rozy had a little pop. There is Pestilent Strike from the Plague Champion. Is going to use it to tank and throw his grenade. Nasty. Plague Marine, sorry, getting knocked all over the place by the D-Cannon and the Fire Prism. Dreadnoughts forcing melee. Perhaps he should have left one as melee. He has no requisition to get to tier 3. As you can see, he has a lot of upkeep with very low requisition income. Rozy's Avatar of Cain on the field. You see him there in the top right corner of the screen. 50-276. Avatar on the way for Lindonin. South is all blue, center is turning blue. Red team, I think, waiting for the double avatars, and then they're going to push. Blue team should be trying to take north here, I think, at least putting some pressure on it. They might be able to force that stuff off and at least decap. You have another teleporter relay beacon up from Ciperdias. Stuff reinforcing there. Plague Champion could do with a heal. Level 5, 1390 hit points. Las Cannon gets a shot on that Falcon, who's coming to see what's going on, and gets a whole bunch of damage for its trouble. Shield went down. 50-256. Avatar of Lindonin almost on the field, and Rozy is just sending his in, and this is going to be a push by Red. There's Time Field, which causes these Plague Marines to fall back to the relay beacon. There's Wailing Doom. Should have got a little bit closer, I think, but still very nicely done. Almost wipes the scouts, killed a bunch of models. Here are the double Dreadnoughts. The Avatar does have super heavy infantry armor, so those assault cannons will damage it. It's also getting snared by that Zinch Havoc. 46-238. Is that a singularity? I think it is. Plague Champion almost going down. There is a singularity. Takes out the Plague Champion and a lot of damage to his other squads. Plague Champion explodes when he dies because he has Armor of Pestilence. Farseer capping mid. Avatar has pulled back, lost half of his hit points. Lindonin's must be on the field. Where is it? It's there. It's coming to the middle. Blue team holding on. Techmarine is fixing that Dreadnought. Here comes the Avatar again. Gonna fire off another Wailing Doom, yes. taking a lot of damage while he winds it up, and boom! Both Dreadnoughts still going. This one's level 4, 1597 on a walker with an assault cannon. Now in combat with Lindonin's fresh avatar. Can he get a Wailing Doom himself? Here we go. On the plasma cannon and the scouts. Boom! Almost wiping both scout squads. Very lucky to stay alive. They are alive because they are level 3 pretty much. A huge run in battle in the centre. Plague Marines capping mid. A very good capping unit given their durability. Knocked off the Capto by the Warlock, who levels to 8. All of a sudden level 8 this guy. 6, 2, 3, 8. Blue team holding on with their fingernails. There's a warp throw. Chucking those guys off the cap. Blue team need to cap, really do. Should be sending something to Ninja the north. Still have Nurgle worship, still have that teleporter relay beacon. Blue team have been very defensive, as you'd perhaps expect from a Plague Champion and a Techmarine, but perhaps overly so here. Rozy has tons of resources, is not spending them. Maybe she could get a Seer Council out here. 6, 2, 3, 8. She, as in the Farseer, no idea if Rozy is female. Plague Champion goes down. And again, how many times has this guy died? Who's going to cap mid here? Double Dreadnoughts marching in. I don't think I've seen a single assault cannon barrage. Has there been one? This Dreadnought's surely going to go down to a direct hit from that D cannon. And survives with 10 hit points. That's a singularity. Double avatars stomping around. Are they both still alive? This is Lindonin's, yes, and Rozy's is coming back out of base now. It's still a 1-to-1 cap. 6, 2, 3, 8. Huge run in battle here. Avatar is going to do another Wailing Doom. Is he? Or a Wrath of Cain. He's doing Wrath of Cain. Should have done a Wailing Doom. Wrath of Cain suppresses, knocks back a lot of stuff. Did pretty well, but this guy's now in trouble. There's the Wailing Doom. Nicely hit again. Is that another singularity? This avatar's going to go down, and there's the singularity. Boom! Unbelievable scenes at the end of this game. 6, 2, 3, 8. Here comes. Who is this? This is Rozy's avatar. Eldritch Storm. Global nuke of the Eldar. Rozy dropping that, I think. Also had enough to get a Seer Council on the field. And we have Guardians and the Seer Council are capping south. GG from Lindonin. They have the 2-to-1. And there is the game for red team. Wow, blue team way too defensive. Could they have pushed there? They decided to turtle up in the center. Didn't pay off. Red team coming back with some really nice artillery and avatars. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.